This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. What you've just heard there was the solo from a tune called One Step Closer, which is from the eponymously titled debut album by the band Asia. This was my introduction to the guitar stylings of Steve Howe when I was about 14 or 15, whenever the album came out. And absolutely loved the album back then, and I still do to this day. In so much so that it back then it encouraged me to go and check out Steve's other band, as they say, Yes. And I got to tell you, it just wasn't my cup of tea. It was a bit too ponderous and angular and, you know, kind of a bit sort of, as my mate would call, chin strokey. You know, it just wasn't for me. But I do love that Asia album. I think Steve's guitar playing on it is absolutely magnificent, which is why I did the solo there. Plus, I've had one or two requests to do something from that album, so I thought it would fit the bill. Anyway, here's a quick little explanation about what's going on in the solo. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on, beginning with the chord sequence as usual. Here it is. You can see that we start off with a couple of bars of C major, and the vocals are still kind of carrying on at that point, and the guitar is just bubbling away underneath as a sort of lead into the solo. We'll have a look at what's going on there in a moment. But once we're into the body of the solo proper, we start with a G chord, then we drop the bass note down to an F, then to a C chord over an E bass, and then into a D major chord, and we go twice through that. Now, apart from that F note that we stick in as a bass note under the G chord, all of those chords come from the key of G major. Basically a G chord, a C chord and a D chord, really. Straight ahead 1, 4 and 5 chords in the key of G. And that's where we begin with the guitar part at the beginning, as I say, under that part where the vocals are still going on. It's basically a string of arpeggios beginning with a C major arpeggio, to a D major arpeggio, to an E minor arpeggio, and then onto a C note to conclude that part of the run. So that goes like that. And then we have this slightly longer string of arpeggios, which goes from a G major to an A minor, to a B minor, to a C major, and then we're into the main part of the solo, and that all kind of it gets strung together like this. So to begin with, like that, basically. And then we're into the main theme of the solo, which is basically that little motif there, just straight ahead G major scale, and then a little major pentatonic run that descends like that, and then basically a variation on that theme, really, moving right up to the B note here at the 19th fret. Now notice we add another note onto the end of this here, this F note, because that's when that F note under the G chord comes in, and then same lick again, but culminating on the E note there, because we've got the C chord with the E note underneath it, and then that lick down there, just an A, a D bent up to an E, back to the D again, and then this lovely little arpeggio lick again to round things off, you know. Just apart from the C note there, which is a fourth, this is just the third, root and fifth of a G major chord. So bookending the solo, you've got this, you know, the arpeggios at the beginning and also at the end. Lovely simple little solo, probably one of the most useful parts of it. Something that I've made good use of over the years is these little kind of, I call them stair step arpeggios, just because it just makes sort of sense to me going like that kind of thing. Oh, that was in C major. You can create some really sort of nice angular runs about that. What I like about that kind of thing is that each individual element of the lick is descending, but overall the lick is ascending. Like that, and it just creates a nice sort of angular feel to it. And you know, I first learned that lick many, many years ago when I was at college, I think back in the 80s, and, you know, from looking at this solo or being shown it, I think at the time, and thought, oh, that's a handy lick to know, because it just sounded really cool. So there you go, that's what's going on Steve Howe's solo from the Asia song, One Step Closer. Have fun with it. And there is, of course, a full tab in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with the clip of me playing the solo, and that clip that you've just seen there of me explaining what's going on, and the jam track to play along with. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is, of course, in the description. It's only $3 a month, and you get access to all of these additional resources that go along with these YouTube lessons. Thank you so much to everybody who's pitching in like that, and thank you in advance if you're thinking about doing it, or any of the other ways, which are, as I say, linked down in the description. Thank you muchly, very much appreciated. And that's pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video, found it useful, informative, and maybe a bit inspiring. And if you have, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so, and want to give me a like while you're at it. But that's it for today. I'll just take this opportunity to bid you a good day, say thank you for watching, thank you so much for your time, look after yourselves, folks, stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.